Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time this is for you. You are welcome to yet another scintillating episode of a sit down with your favorite mommy darling. This evening, my time, we would be doing a book launch, a book launch that is not strange to our screens. We've had a pre-launch book session prior to this. So we're doing a book launch today, and I'm having an exclusive sit down with the team and the brains behind this awesome initiative, which is People Knowledge Connect Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your favorite show, a sit down with, and I have some guests at the back of the scenes, and they are waiting for me to do the introduction, to do the needful, and when it's time, I get them on screen. So please, you know how we do it. Please join this video, share, form hearts, send your comments so I can project on the screen, and yes, we can cut to the chase. Okay. I'm not seeing anybody yet, but I know that you are going to be joining in a second. Okay. So, yes, I will be playing a video that has to do with this institution that will do a better job at introducing and telling us what it is that this organization is all about. Okay, but before I do that, kindly share this video, pump hearts, send stars, share to groups, tag your friends and well wishers, book lovers especially, to come and let's have a good time together. Okay, so I see a few of you who are watching. Please indicate in the comments so I can project your comments on the screens. Okay, thank you so much. Um, while I'm waiting for you to comment, I will just do a brief. I say brief because we have a lot to talk about, so I just want to be as fast as possible. A brief summary or introduction of this book, what it is. So, Knowledge Connect Africa is an organization that was created by a Cameroonian, that was founded by a Cameroonian who is passionate about education. And one of uh, the objectives is to educate Cameroonians and Africans at large and to promote the reading culture and also to promote writing amongst Cameroonians. And because of that, we've had a success with the book we're about to launch, which is the best Cameroonian short stories, series one, okay, that has been written by a couple of Cameroonians. And so this work is actually an anthology. So, what's an anthology? It's actually a combination of short stories by different authors put together to form a book. So, that's what it is. And so, we have an anthology today, and we have some of the authors with us today to talk about this particular book. Um, uh, tell us what inspired them and all whatnot. Before we do that again, let me just also highlight the fact that we have this awesome gentleman on the screen. He has sponsored 60 copies. You want to give a round of applause to him and form hearts to him. Okay, he's actually BK Samuels is a software engineer based in the US of A and is sponsoring the 60 rather, anthologies for the youths of Academy Fellowship Campus and fostering a reading culture amongst Cameroonian youth. Now, we know that it is often said that if you want to hide knowledge from an African youth, you should put it in a book. I think organizations like Knowledge Connect Africa are here to, debunk that and also to encourage that reading culture. And just about time for me to project a snippet of what this organization is all about, because, like I said, words will fail me to give a summary, a good summary of what it is all about. But hey, we have a video that is going to do the job for us. Now, before I project that video, can you kindly share this video? From hearts, share to groups, um, send us stars, and indicate in the comment section, okay, that you're there. And so let's do this together.
We are the Center for Knowledge, Empowerment, and Progress. Welcome to Knowledge Connect Africa. We are the Center for Knowledge, Empowerment, and Progress. At the heart of our mission is education. We run diverse educational programs tailored for all ages, focusing on critical thinking and practical knowledge. Our reach extends to schools and communities, providing books, digital resources, and essential educational materials. That's whom we are. We're more than an organization. We're a network. Through our network, we connect educators, learners, and institutions across Africa and the world, fostering collaborative learning and sharing of knowledge. We believe in the rich talent, aspiration, and the untapped potential that lies within each individual. That is why our commitment to research and development helps us to understand and address contemporary, unique educational needs. We regularly host training workshops, equipping educators and community leaders with skills to inspire and educate. We understand the value that partnerships bring. Partnerships are our strength. We collaborate with international bodies, governments, and local communities, bringing global knowledge to the grassroots level. We are sure you believe in the power of technology like we do. In a world where technology shapes learning, we ensure digital integration in education. Our platforms and tools make world-class resources accessible, even in the remotest areas. We're committed to more than just education. We build academy centers, digital libraries, and engage in publishing to become cornerstones of knowledge. We offer affordable education and training, keeping accessibility at the forefront. We believe that education is the engine of transformation both at the individual and community levels. That is why we do what we do. We're active in international forums, bringing together experts to foster understanding and cooperation. We also value dedication and service to humanity. That is why we honor volunteers and leaders who make a difference. Our online trainings and workshops address critical issues like poverty and gender equality. Let's take a look at some highlights of our activities. Last year, we successfully organized a bilingual summer writing campaign in Cameroon, under the theme, Stories of Faith, Culture, and Cameroon, celebrating the literary diversity of that great nation. Through this initiative, we engaged with social media influencers, local and international news organizations, and formed partnerships with local organizations. These efforts culminated in an impressive 365, high-quality submissions from participants of all age groups. Our team of highly qualified and esteemed reviewers evaluated all submissions, and based on their recommendations, our judges selected over 28 talented individuals. These individuals were recognized with cash prizes for their hard work and creativity, testament to the potential we strive to nurture. The winners were categorized into 3 groups: gold, silver, and bronze. The gold category received a cash prize of 100,000 francs CFA, the silver category 75,000 francs CFA, and the bronze category.
Okay, wow, I was caught up in that video already. Guys, please share this video, okay, from hearts. And let's talk more about what you have just watched on there. So we're not doing the summary version of it. Now we're going to be dealing live with the writers of this particular anthology we talked about. Like I said, it's Knowledge, the umbrella organization or network is Knowledge Connect Africa, and one of their achievements have been these best Cameroonian short movies, short stories series. Initially, so this was launched. It was launched. The writing competition was launched um, last year by Knowledge Connect Africa, and a lot in a neighborhood of 400 persons applied, and they had to shortlist these different stories, and they had 50 persons, and then again to further shortlist to 28 different persons. And yes, the first book that has been released by 14 different authors, and the second series, of course, the next authors will make up the second series. And so today we are privileged to be talking to 2 of the writers of this. They will be here telling us what it is that inspired them to join, and why their particular stories, and why we should be getting copies of this book, and or whatnot. Okay. But before I do that, let me see those of you in the comment section. um I don't know where the stars have gone to. William Tabu, hey, I'm not sure. Just check your screen. You're gonna see the options of stars. And please do send us stars. I appreciate your coming. I appreciate your connecting. I hope you have joined. I hope you have shared the video. Okay, please do that. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, it's amazing. It's an amazing work Knowledge Connect Africa is doing, and we want to give a shout out to Dr. Rollins, based in the United States of America, who is the brains behind this wonderful initiative. We equally want to give a shout out to Dr. Solange Swiri Tumasang. Um, she is an awesome woman, phenomenal. She's doing awesome for the community, and she was the book um, forwarder, and she's meant to be here. Hopefully, in a few minutes, she will be joining us. And yes, so and a shout out to the entire team of Knowledge Connect Africa for what they're doing. We have Nabum Beltin says greeting. I love your accent. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. So while we're here, please again, your hand should be steady on the hearts. Give us a thumbs up. Encourage us. Share this video from heart, and let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, just about time for me to get our guest on the on screen for them to talk to us what it is they have written and why they wrote what they wrote down. Okay, and so we have, first of all, I have Mrs. Ngaya Sivi T. Is a passionate English teacher dedicated to empowering her students with language skills and cultural understanding. She extends she extends her, just a second, let me take this off screen. Mm, Right. She extends her reach beyond the classroom through engaging social media content on Facebook. Gaia Sylvie Epuzo Talikong. On Instagram is seal_nk.best, and on TikTok she says she is Speak English with Sylvie, where she shares language tips, cultural insights, and inspirational messages. And for more information, you can reach out through those handles that is presented on there. But of course, we're going to have her now and to get her tell us exactly what it is that inspired her to be part of this awesome project. Welcome, 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 Sylvie. Welcome on board. It's good to have you again. Hi,
Thank you,
Sylvie.
Mommy D. It's a pleasure.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you for having me.
the
It's
pleasure
always
is
a
always
pleasure to
mine.
be here.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine as well. I need you to come closer, but anyways, you know what? Let me see if I just don't just hang on. Let's see if I can get the layout better. I think layout to be better. Uh, put it that way. Okay, great. Now it's better now, right? Now,
All right.
okay. Welcome once again. I'm sorry I cut you there.
Thank you so much, Mommy D. That's fine.
Mm. Okay, you tell us. I think I've done a bad job at presenting you and introducing you. So you want to tell us, let's hear from the horse's mouth who you are and what inspired you to join this awesome initiative.
All right. Thank you so much for having me on board. I mean, I'm so delighted to be here again. It's a dream come true, actually. So, I am Dyer Sylvie Telecom. I am an English language and literature teacher. I am an exam invigilator with the British Council. I am a writer and I am the coordinator of the authors for this series. I am a mother, I am a wife, of course, and I am a Cameroonian, I'm a Christian as well. I mean, I can never forget my identity in Christ. So I'm really excited to be here again to talk about the best Cameroonian short story series, which I mean, it's such an inspirational piece. It's an anthology, actually, which means it's a collection of so many works. We are 14 of us who have put this together, so you can imagine what is in there. And I mean, when you dive into it, you're definitely going to enjoy every bit of it. I want to sincerely thank those who are already ordering their copies. And I'm very sure that they are enjoying it and they are making good use even of the reader's scholarship. Let me not go too much into the details. Let me not run faster than the host. So thank you for having me, Mommy D. What drew my attention to writing this story? What actually inspired me to write Unity in Diversity in Anga's Cross-Cultural Legacy, because that's the title of my work. It's the rich cultural diversity of Cameroon. And when you get into the story, you see how my protagonist Enanga uses her diverse cultural background to succeed in Cameroon as well as Canada. So this is just proof of the fact that our diversity can actually bring us more together in harmony rather than getting us all divided. Oh, I am an Anglophone or I am a Francophone. We rather have an advantage, we have an edge over others. Don't you feel excited? Don't you feel proud of yourself when you go somewhere and you're able to understand French, you understand English? I mean, that's something everybody doesn't have. So it is a privilege. And when you get into this book, you're definitely going to see how Enanga succeeds, despite the fact that her background is not entirely English, it's not entirely French, because her parents are of this diverse background. One is Anglophone, one is Francophone. And because of this background, she succeeds. And I mean, she does a lot. She's able to get into education. She's able to communicate freely wherever she finds herself because she has that language advantage. So getting a copy of this book is definitely going to help you understand the culture of Cameroon, faith in God, and everything that has to do with our Cameroonian society. And hey, this book is not just for Cameroonians because it touches every aspect. And I think it is a book that is readable to all age groups, be it a 5-year-old child, because there are lessons in it. We don't have any obscenity, lessons learned, faith, culture, and Cameroon. So we are looking forward to having you get a copy of this book so that you can read and understand how our society works. Knowledge Connect Africa is not just interested in publishing this book, but we want the readability culture of Cameroonians to improve. And that's the reason why we have decided to put a scholarship of 50,000 francs for any reader who successfully answers the questions that we have about the stories. So we are looking forward to having you get a copy of this book. Read, answer these questions correctly. You're good to go. We are going to hand you the cash of 50,000 francs. And another exciting news is that for the early bird, instead of the 5,000 francs that we put for this book, you're going to be paying 4,500 francs. The books are also available on Amazon. So those are brought, you have nothing to complain about. Get to us, get your copy, get to any of the authors. Go to our page, Knowledge Connect Africa, and learn more about us. Contact the authors, get a copy of this book, and you definitely have so much to read, and you'll definitely thank us later. Thank you so much. Network.
Oh my God. Sorry about that. I
Okay.
muted myself and I forgot that I muted myself. Right. So
That's fine.
I was saying that, yes, I wanted to pause you at some point to say, hey, take us back with the 50K because you said something that is enticing. People want to
All
hear
right.
about that. Of course, we're going to tell you more about it. But before then, please pump hearts, give it a thumbs up on this video, share this video, tag your friends to come and let's share these stories. Let's hear about our own stories. These are stories that are written by our own people, by our own
Right.
families, by our own friends, by those of us around us. And to have our culture on different written in different perspectives is just a good thing, and you want to also hear the perspective from of others. Now we have yet another inspirational writer. um she is behind the scenes. I'll be getting her on here. She is part of this awesome anthropology and anthology. I always call it anthology, and whose stories were selected. And yeah, we are privileged to have her grace our screens today. She goes by the name Precious. So Precious Andine Foncham is a Cameroonian menstrual activist and a founder of Societal Elevators, an organization promoting menstrual health education and advocacy. She empowers women and girls through workshops, and her YouTube channel, Get Impeccable. Precious also volunteers with the Device Foundation, supporting internally displaced persons in Cameroon. A talented writer, she crafts short African stories celebrating women's resilience and exploring themes of empowerment, cultural identity, and social justice. She can be reached through email at preciousanddean1 at gmail.com or Facebook as Precious and Dean Foncham. On YouTube, Get Impeccable, and on LinkedIn as Precious and Dean Foncham. I always say that when you see people who have LinkedIn, you want to respect them because many youths of today have TikTok. When you hear Precious has LinkedIn, you want to put a respect to that name. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have Precious on our screen. Welcome, Precious.
Hello, thank you.
Sylvie, you want to mute yourself, please?
Right.
Right. Precious, it looks like the lights have come now.
Yeah, they're back. Thank God.
At long last.
Seriously,
Welcome once again.
thank you so much.
Right. You tell us a bit about yourself and what inspired you to be part of this awesome initiative.
All right, thank you so much, Mommy Daddy. Thank you so much to everyone having me on board. I'm so honored to be here. So, I go by the name Precious and Dean, and I am one of the authors for the series of the Best Cameroonian Short Story series, compiled by Knowledge Connect Africa. It's a great honor to be part of this platform. And I work, as you heard, I work on projects in menstrual health, promote menstrual health activities. I'm a menstrual health advocate, fight against menstrual stigmatization. I work to promote women empowerment. Um, I also work with the Wise Foundation to support internet displaced persons by providing skills, hands-on skills, and I'm also a Yali Fellow, that's Young African Leaders Initiative. And being part of Knowledge Connect Africa as a writer has really helped me a lot in my vision of putting my story out there. Because though I was a science student, I always loved writing, and Knowledge Connect Africa gave me that platform to be able to see the vision I always see. Because being a girl growing up in the community, my mother always told me the story of female genital mutilation affecting my community, how much this drained our community and how much this has negatively impacted us, these negative cultures that brought a lot of stigmatization in the community, and how much faith, Christianity, has a lot of transformation, how much the influence of faith, Christianity has changed those negative cultures in our community. So I wanted to bring this out. I wanted to say, through our faith, through our improve in moral qualities, we'll be able to bring out or destroy all these intoxicating cultures. And that's what led me to write my story, An Unexpected Triumph from Adversity, where Jumia is the main person. So if you get this book, in fact, as Madame Sylvie said, you will be empowered. This book comprises, like, it will take you through Cameroon, take you through Africa, and move you through your inspiration. Like, it actually is a motivation for every person out there looking for something to read, looking for a motivation to start through in life. Like, because you see, we face challenges, we face difficulties, and it's easy to read, it's very readable, very easy, accessible. Knowledge Connect Africa was so grateful that you make this opportunity always for authors, because as the vision of Knowledge Connect Africa is to promote young authors, is to promote the reading culture in Cameroon. And I think they're doing a very great job, and we're so grateful for this. And by being part of this platform, I want to urge every reader out there to get a copy of this book. You don't only stand to read and get empowered, and maybe you even start writing. You also stand a chance of getting the scholarship opportunity, which Madam Siri spoke about, which is great. I mean, you get a book and get a scholarship. Who does that? So it's a great opportunity, and no one should miss out. I'm so happy to be here again. Mommy Deli. Thank you so much for having me.
The pleasure is mine. I love how you articulate. I sit and listen to you like I'm listening to one old woman spewing wisdom, and then you turn and then
Oh,
again and you be like, "Oh my God, who is this young, vibrant, woman?" We want to read your
oh,
story, Precious. We want to know what it is you've written, because from the way you speak, it's evident that there's knowledge jam packed in these books, and we want this book. We want to read it. You see. So yeah, I would have loved to talk about
thank you.
the
Thank you.
story that you've written. I'd love to talk about and why you wrote what you wrote. However, I think it is very. I will be letting the cat out of the bag, which is really not what we want to. So we'll be doing ourselves a disservice if we get to do that. So that's why we want to encourage, everyone out there listening to us, and those of you who would watch this video maybe later on, that you should do yourselves a service of getting this book and educate ourselves. There's some books that would propel you into reading. This is one of such books. Now, the beauty about this book is you get to can you mute yourselves, please? Yeah. Yeah. So the beauty about this particular book is that you get to you're not balked by one particular author. Now I've written a book and you can read and read and read and get to a point where you be like, Mommy Deli, you said too many things, you said too many things. But this one, before you get bored, you're already faced with another author. And that's the beauty of anthology, you see. So you have these varieties. And the good thing is that it is not one storyline. And you say, okay, this person is continuing from here. This is some other experience completely. Now they have these common denominator. They have the fate, the beauty of their fate, the beauty of their culture, and the beauty of their nation, Cameroon. You see, and when both of them spoke and said, it's just it transcends and Africa and the world. You understand that yes, it is not just limited to Cameroon. Why? Because this is an opportunity for foreigners to get to read about us and know about our rich cultural diversity, and that's a good thing. You see, so I think that for the Africans or foreigners listening to us, you want to know about Cameroon. This is a go-to place. Now, it says the best African Cameroonian short stories. These are short stories. Now, one of the things that would make people run away from reading is lengthy articles, lengthy write-ups. Now, these ones are short, they're not long. So you can actually get there, look at these beautiful faces on my screen and be like, oh, let me read Sylvie's story. Let me read Precious's story. And you go to Precious's page and read it. And in a part of her own story in the book, and you read it. And you get the knowledge and you keep the rest and say, okay, yeah. But the thing is, you don't stress with reading it. That's the beauty of what Knowledge Connect is trying to put. So, because as much as we want to get persons to read, we also want to make the reading culture easy and feasible. Because when it's too jam packed, when it's too crowded, people don't want to read. Okay. Nowadays, what sells is gossip and comedy. So if you're going to write something and it's not in the lines of gossiping about some other person, or comedy that would make you laugh, it might really not catch the attention of the average African youth. So what is it about this book that people are talking about it now? We've sold to the neighborhood of 200 plus copies already. You see, this is something to write home about already. So it already tells you that there's something interesting about this book and you want to be part of those who own the copy. Gone are those days when you are part of those who own iPhone 15. Now we are coming back with a culture of the happening theme, and the happening people are the ones who own a copy of best Cameroon short stories out there. How about that? That when you hold that book and you put it up, you lift it up, you be like, hey, and everybody's like, oh my god, she or he has a copy of that book. Like you're the happening babe around. You see how I don't happened, right? If you have a copy of I don't, it feels like you are some happening, your swag is on, man. So you see, this is exactly what we want to do with the reading culture. So it's a revolution that we are coming up with. And I'm happy that you are lending your voices, you're lending your pens, you're lending your brains for this vision to come to fruition. I'm so happy and proud of it. Let me look in the comment section to see if we've had somebody saying congratulations. Yes, thank you so much. I do appreciate. Mimi Peters is saying that oops, right, right. Mimi Peters, sorry about that. Mimi Peters is saying that she's very articulate. Um, Thank you. Okay, sorry, I was touching something, you know. And then LOD is saying that I love the fact that it promotes bilingualism. Yes, it does promote the culture of Cameroon, and we start with the Anglo-Saxon culture, and then the Francophone culture, and that's the beauty of Cameroon. Then we have to further break it down to the different ethnic groups that we come from, and you think about it. Just to say Elodie comes from where she comes from. I come from the Northwest region, precisely Momo division, and more precisely from Aje subdivision. And you want to hear about Ngi and everything about it. Sylvia as well comes from a place and where she comes from, and she talks about bilingualism. She talks about having um, um, let's say dual nationality like that in Cameroon, if you know what I mean. And it's a beautiful thing to have that blend, and it's all part of this. So this is, like I said, this is a go-to portal. This is a one-stop shop for culture, for faith, and for our nation. So it's quite inspiring like that. So LOD, you want to grab a copy? I will come back to two of them to talk about um apart from the challenges they face, because normally when you sit here you inspire people and people just feel like, okay, I might just go about, take a book and start writing, a pen and start writing. You want to take us through the writing journey and tell us how it was like. Have you always written? Have you what has been your greatest motivation with writing? Who are your role models and stuff like that? So we'll come back to that. And then before we get into how to get these books, you see, and then Sylvie, of course, will tell us the enticing package she was proposing when she was talking. I see B Suzanne Ba is there. Elodie Neng, thank you so much for the stars. Shout out to Knowledge Connect Africa and Mommy Deli. Yes, and just so you all know that this is a team of 28 persons for two series. So 14 for the first and 14 for the next. And so we are looking forward to releasing the next, but not until we have consumed, savoured this delicacy that has been served us, on a platter of gold. So please, ladies and gentlemen, share this video. I'll get back to Sylvie. Let's take on Sylvie again. And Sylvie will tell us her journey as a writer and the ups and the downs, and then the beautiful package that comes at the end of it. Sylvie, over to you, please.
Okay, Mommy D, I mean, there is no journey without obstacles, but you need to look for a way to get through it. My writing journey started when I was still very young. I mean, way back in primary school, though I wasn't doing it as a professional. I used to take part in AC competitions. I mean, anything that had to do with writing. There is none that I didn't venture into secondary school and all. So I've always loved writing. And in order for me to keep up with the spirit, I decided to read a lot. When I see anything around and I'm able to read it, I just go through it and I start reading. And one of my role models is Edward Lighton, and he actually said the pen is mightier than the sword. This is very true. When you put information in writing, it goes miles and miles away. And you can actually use just your pen to solve a lot of problems, to get people to understand the perspective from which you're coming. And I would like to let people know that as a writer, you need to be persistent. You need to be persistent because these issues keep coming up. Today, you might be addressing the ills on social media, and tomorrow that one is dealt with. The next day, you need to start addressing drug abuse. So it is a persistent move as long as there are societal ills, as long as there is something you need to pass across to the population. You need to keep writing. And concerning this anthology, one of my challenges was staying within the word limit. I mean, I had a lot. I wanted to say so much about Cameroon, but I had to be stuck at the word limit that was given. So that was one of my challenges, especially because I wanted to really dive into my experiences in the University of Yaoundé one, what I observed happening between Anglophones and Francophones. I mean, I really wanted to savor it and bring it out there, but I didn't have the opportunity to bring everything because of the word limit. But that is an advantage for readers because I know people don't like reading things that are too long. So these stories are short, and the fact that you read just page or two should be an encouragement, and you should be ready to get this copy. One other incredible thing about getting a copy of this anthology is that Knowledge Connect Africa is going to give you a shout out. I mean, we are going to recognize you on our page. Make sure that when you order the book, you give us details about who you are, what you do. I mean, we are going to project you to the world. I mean, isn't it an amazing experience? So get a copy of this book. We are going to project you to the public. We are going to make sure that this recognition is loud enough. And like I was saying, there is a scholarship of 50,000 francs for any reader who wins. And we'll be doing this after every 2 weeks. Apart from that, you will also be winning laptops. So you'll be getting cash prizes, you'll be getting laptops as well. Can you imagine? We've also decided to reduce the cost for those who are going to be buying early. So imagine purchasing a book for 4,500 francs and you end up with a laptop, you end up with 50,000 francs. That is amazing. All you need to do is read. Just read the book. Anyone hoping to venture into writing, Knowledge Connect Africa is here to promote you, to recognize you. Nothing should deter you. Be focused. Stay true to yourself and make sure that you're consistent. You keep to your principles, and it's definitely going to help you throughout your journey. Because there are people who will be like, what has writing got to do with Cameroonians? Why don't you go and create a TikTok account? I'm not saying TikTok accounts are bad, but do not be too much of that and you forget your main focus. Even if you're doing that, it should be aimed at educating. Don't just be there to expose your body parts or whatever because that's the trend. I mean, do something different. I mean, we've actually already changed the narrative because with this book, we've try to make sure that Cameroonians are encouraged to read. Those who have read the book already are giving us very positive feedback. It was very easy to read through. The stories are amazing. I get to read different things about different people, different places in Cameroon, and I've really understood. So why don't you want to be part of this journey? Join us, win your prizes, get your copies. I mean, you can sponsor the copies for others. You must not buy just for yourself. You can buy for your ex-student association. You can buy for your church members. You can buy for your children. You can buy just for anybody you care about. So sponsor copies of this book and change somebody's life, change somebody's mentality so that they will get to love reading and they'll be thankful to you. I mean, you've actually been a source of motivation to somebody just by getting a copy for them. So I look forward to getting your orders in Cameroon, USA, UK. I mean, we are all over on Amazon. Nobody has any excuse. So make sure you grab a copy of this book. And I can never be on set to talk about my writing journey without giving a shout out to Knowledge Connect Africa. It's been a dream come true. I mean, when my writing journey actually halted somewhere along the line until I came across the post on Daily Singer Official talking about a call for writers to um, get their short stories shortlisted. So I went in and I was like, this is an opportunity because we hardly have such opportunities in Cameroon. That's the truth. So Knowledge Connect Africa has actually come to debunk and to bring a different perspective. So I'm so grateful to Knowledge Connect Africa for guiding me through. The editors have been wonderful, amazing. I mean, they played a great role in making sure that we shape our work in a way that is going to make readability very easy and is going to have give access to as many Cameroonians as people all over the world. So I'm really grateful to Knowledge Connect Africa. I'm grateful even to my co-authors, Precious, Elodie, Lois. There are so many of them. We've had sessions together, and I see a lot of talent, creativity in them, which means Cameroonian youth have something in them. You just need to open up yourself. You just need a platform like Knowledge Connect Africa to encourage you. Nobody should discourage you and say reading doesn't pay, reading doesn't do. Of course, we are making money from this. If you want to know, we are making money from this. So, in as much as we are inspiring you with our writing, we are also cashing out because it's not for free. It has value, and so you need to purchase it. And educate yourself, educate your siblings, educate people around you, your students, and everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, please, madam. I was just hoping that you, I just wanted you to finish talking. And yes, so I'm so happy you gave that elaborate explanation of what this is all about. I'm hoping that those who are listening would, take advantage, leverage on this opportunity, and inculcate the reading culture in you, because it takes intentionality. Like I always say, intentionality. You will not pick up a book and read. It is just like, the one of the very boring things out there is reading. It is. But if you want it to be as sweet and as interesting, you have to be intentional. You see what I mean? Yes. It is just like waking up to pray. It's not an easy thing to say that to wake up and pray is easy. It's not easy. It's one of those things. But you think about it, the things that are not very enticing, the things that are not very sweet, the things that are bitter, usually are the ones with value. And that's how nature has taught us. You see what I mean? And even scripture tells us that nature would teach us some of these things. And if nature teaches us that when it's too sweet, then it's likely not of value. But when it doesn't, it's neutral like water, and then or it's bitter like bitter leaf. There's more to it, you see. And so book reading is one of those things I consider a bitter pill. However, it carries truth, yeah, and it's of value. So if people would begin to see it like this, like I said, we're trying to get to that level where people would begin to brag about their books, the books they own and read and understand, like the way they brag about having iPhones and Galaxy, Samsung Galaxies. You see what I mean? Yeah, we're trying to get that culture back to say, hey, I bought my short Cameroon best Cameroon short stories. I've bought my I do I don't. I've bought this. I bought that. I've bought authored by Precious and Dean, authored by Sylvie. I this is it. We want to get to that level, and it will take time, but it will get there because at the end of the day, our parents we used to read, our forefathers we used to read. You know, it was a privilege. They didn't have the opportunity to get this information, but guess what? When they could lay hands on, they made use of it. Now, as the days go by and the generations are changing, guess what? We are having data so accessible to us and we're taking it for granted. And that's the reason why we're not reading. So, like I said, we're trying to get back to those days when reading was such a big deal. Why did people used to read in those days? Because there were no gadgets, no phones. And to get information, you would have to read it. Not now you get on social media and you can just pick information from comment section, and see somebody will copy the same comments, go somewhere, somebody will listen to somebody and doesn't even have the decency to even put it in their own words, you see. So we've just gotten to a level where we have a copy and paste culture and people are really not learning. But in those days when you had to really take a book from chapter one to the back to back, cover to cover, you could see the difference with the you could see the difference. You can tell with people who read and the ones who don't. It's very obvious. It is almost obvious. I mean, it's very, not almost. It's very obvious, and it's very telling when you see the difference between the youths now as the ones who read and the ones who don't. Very glaring, very telling. So you see, that's why I said we want to get back to that place where, well, we've lost it. We lost it where we started having technology, and which was rather meant to ease reading, but no, we have rather kept it aside and discarded the books, and then we are all about the social, the social, and the social, you see. But even the social, to make a good social person, get good social analysis, you will need to still read. And this is why we're here, you see, just to encourage you, those of you listening to us. So yes, I'm going to come on, call on uh, Precious and Dean. Precious, you tell us. Yeah, thank you so much. Let me get the comment section before I get you to speak. I have Ofembe Cornelius. Ofembe Cornelius, thank you so much, brother. You're always there. Thank you. Watching from Equatorial Guinea. Guinea. Awokangu Ata is asking me how am I, and I'm saying I'm fine. Elodie is saying, amazing, Madam Sylvie. Knowledge Connect Africa made it possible for us. Okay, I guess Elodie is one of the authors as well. Elodie, you are meant to be here. Why are you not here? Why are you in the comment section? You're meant to be here. Okay. For next time, I hope I get to see you. Have David Prince. Thank you, David Prince. Have you guys sent us stars? Relindis Kevin is there. I see you, Relindis. We have Global CC. Yes, we have Ebonge Martins. Hello, Ebonge Martins. How are you? We have Eludine, and yeah, we have our Solange. Again, we have me Peters. We have all of you, okay? So, and those of you watching at the background, I can't possibly read your comments or project your names because I can't see them. So, yes, thank you so much for the input. I'm just going to talk to Precious. Precious, tell us your inspiration. Tell us, I mean, your challenges rather, and tell us who uh, are like the models to you, and have you always been fond of reading and writing? There's something she said which made so much sense, and that's what I always say, that for you to be a good writer, you should be a good reader. You see, you should be a better reader. So yeah, good readers make good writers. If you want to see a good piece, know that these are products of people who read. When you read, you can tell from the errors, and you can learn from, from what they've written and their errors as well. So yes, let's take on Precious. Precious, tell us how the journey was, the ups and the downs, and every other thing, that we need to know. Who are those writers that inspire you, and what are we looking forward to?
All right. Thank you so much again for the opportunity. So I faced challenges while I was compiling my write-up for Knowledge Connect Africa competition. And particularly the challenge that I faced was based on gathering the deep information I needed, because my story was female genital mutilation, and I also wanted to portray the beauty of Cameroon. So in my story, I wanted to show how much Cameroon's beauty, portray all the touristic sites in Cameroon, and I had to talk about all these places which I've never been there before. So it was a kind of challenge to me. So I had to really deep down to doing research, going to different websites and knowing more about these places, visiting some places myself to actually get deep the information I really wanted my audience to get from what I wanted to do. So it's like I really had to do a lot of research, and this was really challenging for me because it took a lot of time compiling all this information and ensuring it was adequate, and also getting to people who have been there to verify the information and all of this. But it was also a great opportunity for me. I mean, it's a challenge. I saw this as a learning process because I think I learned a lot while I was doing all the research. I learned a lot on how to, I mean, these places, I even had now the opportunity to visit some places which I have never visited before because I had to include this in my writing, and that was a plus to me. So it was a challenge and a stepping stone as well. And one of the authors I say inspires me a lot. Like I love her so much, Chimamanda Adichie. I love her writing. I mean, I always read her books, especially the one which should all be feminist because I promote women affairs. So I really love the way she writes, and she's able to grab her audience so well. Like you're able to read her story and actually see the scene happening. Like you're reading and you're seeing. And I aspire to be such a writer. I really look forward to being like that. Yeah, or even better. Yeah. So looking forward, I want to promote more short stories. I want to write more often, and promote on my social media accounts. I've been doing that. Yeah, I've been doing that already. I have a group called Get Impeccable. social and personal skill up where I share short stories and motivation. I'm currently running a program called Artistic Impacts where we're promoting. Madam Steven is one of the coordinators there. So it's I'm so grateful that Knowledge Connect Africa even get me someone. She's a great someone, so she has to be included in the process. So this helps young writers to build up their skills. And I think at the end we'll have a lot to release after this. So this already like an empowerment for me. Knowledge Connect Africa, what they've done, I think it's really empowered me to see beyond, to be able to empower others. Being empowered, I've get the opportunity to be able to empower others. Like what the Bible will say, the blessings you get from God, you use the same blessings to bless others. So it's really been a blessing for me, and I'm really grateful for. I won't take this for granted, and I pray that God continually uplifts Knowledge Connect Africa to greater heights. And please look out. A lot of books coming from Precious and Team. Thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome one there, Precious. Of course, I trust, I believe in you. I know you're a phenomenal speaker, you're a phenomenal writer. I believe that there's a lot in the pipeline that we're looking forward in the days ahead. I trust. I want to grab your book and read. Yeah, you make a good speaker, and I think you make a good writer too. So yeah, I'll be reading these books. Let's get to business now. Tell us how to get it with your own code. So I would say, Precious, just keep talking, and then I'll get to Sylvie. Okay, how to get this book. So I'm made to understand that apart from the incentives that are given, so we have a cash price of 50K. So this 50,000 that is given, is it for the first? But you said it's bi-weekly. So this 50K that is given to whoever. What is it about? Is it because the person is first to complete all the stories?
No, the person is going to participate in a quiz. So it's a
Okay.
competition. So yes.
Okay, a
So
quiz that has to do with all the stories of the book. More like they're getting
yes.
asked questions. So to answer, that was what I wanted to ask. Like, how do you ascertain that somebody has read? Because I trust them. They'll hear 50K and everybody has read the book by tomorrow. So you want to be careful now. But if you have to answer the questions, then of course I can also participate. I think I need that 50K. So you see,
Yes.
and what else doing this 2 weeks, every after 2 weeks, that's very encouraging. I love that. When you have to put more like we're paying people to read. You think about who does that?
Like
You
who
see,
does that?
who
Yeah.
does that? And then we're not just talking about the cash, but we're talking about laptops. Hey, so you also have these gadgets to help you do every other thing you want to do as far as the internet and media is concerned. So hey, this is an opportunity for you to grab. So those of you listening, you want to take advantage of this opportunity and grab this 50K, also grab a laptop, also grab an opportunity to be showcased, and of course, get inspired to be a writer too. You see, I like I said, I've written a book and people are reading. I never used to be a good reader or good writer, but I became intentional about it. And I said to myself, I want to do it, and I did it. And I did it well. So it just shows you that not everybody is born like that, but we can, like I said, inculcate these values. We can always, build ourselves if we choose to do it. Like I said, it's all about intentionality. So, and then you think about, for those of you who might really love to do it, you've been doing it, and then for one or two reasons, you got discouraged. This is another opportunity, more like a wake up call for us to get back to the drawing board and say, pick up the pens. Every book you had started, even if it's just was just the introduction, this is another opportunity and a clarion call for us to start up again and complete these stories. Okay, who knows, maybe in the third series you would feature, because it is a continuous call. And as we done with this, we are not resting. We don't want it to get cold. We are hitting the iron while it's still hot. And yeah, to launch the next and just the next and just so. And because through this, we are hoping to get a generation who are reawakened um, to the spirit of reading, the culture of reading and writing. Okay. So yes, tell us, you have a code. Do you have a code, Precious?
Yes, I have a code. So when my buyers get it, when they get a book from me, I share the code with them. Every author has a code. Yes.
Oh yes. So every author has a code. So now
Mm-hmm.
those of you that maybe for Precious's fan club, they want a code. They'll need your code, right, to get the
Yes.
book. Or how do you do it?
No, you get a book, then I give you the code.
Oh, so what's the code serving us?
The code will help you access the quiz, like to show that you got a book from me, the author. I think the
Okay,
main thing is to get the authors empowered. That's one thing for Knowledge Connect Africa. So they want to
right.
empower the authors. So by empowering the authors, they want to create that link with the authors and the readers. So that's why they want you to get the book from the author. So when you get the book
Right.
from us, you getting the code is, I think, a ticket, like a sign you've gotten a book from the author. Yeah.
I see. And also, of course, to keep an inventory of everything that, it's been doing, how many books this author has sold, how many persons came from. And yeah, I think it's
Exactly.
a good,
Exactly.
I think Knowledge Connect is really Knowledge Connect. You see, I think they're superb with what they've put down. They know exactly what it is they're doing. And yes, we can only learn from the very best. And I'm so impressed by the work they've done so far. So yes, you get Precious's code once you've gotten a book from her. So the main thing right now is for Precious to give us her um, details, how to contact Precious and get a book from her. If you want to contact Precious, anyways, because we have loads of these, but the two of them are here today, so you want to either contact Precious or you contact Sylvie. You see what I mean? So yes, um, Precious. Let me
All right.
see if I can project. Yeah, you can. You say it. Just keep talking while I project the other one on screen. Keep talking. Yeah.
Okay. So to get the book, dear people, please get the book. So to get the book, you have to get my information, my contact, the Cameroonian code +237 677906383. And you could also contact me through email at preciousanding1.com, preciousanding1 at
Say that again,
gmail.com.
please. Sylvie, can you mute yourself, please?
Okay, so
Right.
to get the
Precious, can you say that again, please?
Okay, so to get the book, you get my contact. My phone contact is +237 677 677906383, and my email. You could also contact me through email if you want to get the book, if that's the easier way for you. Preciousanddean1 at gmail.com, or on Facebook. Yeah, you could get to me on Facebook. Connect to me, Precious and Dean Foncham, or you could also get to me on LinkedIn, which is the same thing, Precious and Foncham. Or you could also be one of my subscribers on YouTube, get impeccable, and get to me. So that's it. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So you saw the information on the screen, okay? So her email is there, which is, I think, the most feasible way. Get through her and get that. Of course, you're on Facebook, so it's Precious Andine, Poncham Precious Andine. Just that you can see on the screen, her name is there. Okay, so good. Um, let's get to Sylvie. Sylvie, you tell us about the purchase. You've told us everything, enticed us, told us the cash price, all of that. And yes, you tell us your final word on how to reach out to you and get this book, and what are you promising them apart from the cash price? Since we have to increase these incentives by the second. Unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so when you get a copy of the book, like Precious said, we give you our unique codes, because each reader is going to have a different code, so that we can use it to identify who you got the book from, and then you have access to the quiz, so that when you read and answer the questions correctly, you're not just reading. So if you rush over it and feeling that maybe you're going to be the highest, somebody beat you just by a single mark, you're going to lose. So you need to try to be the best. And we are promising you that apart from getting this money, you will be inspired. You're going to learn a lot from the stories in this book. I read through all the stories and I was like, were we born from the same parents, or what happened? Because we write, passionately. So you have a lot to read and understand from these books. Get to any of the authors and we will be available in all the major towns in Cameroon. Yaoundé, Douala, Bamenda, Ngaoundéré. Just get to any of the authors and you would get your book in less than 48 hours. So we are promising you that you're going to learn a whole lot from just reading this book. So we are waiting for you to get your orders. And for those who have been thinking that maybe getting selected for a project like this has to do with you knowing someone, Knowledge Connect Africa is a different breed entirely. We work so much on merit. Merit counts, just merit. So you don't need to know somebody somewhere. I've never known anybody in Knowledge Connect Africa. Even before getting into the competition, I got to know them only after I submitted my work. So we work on merit and we give credibility to those who actually deserve it. So those who want to write should come and present their work when the opportunity comes up, and do not be discouraged feeling that you need to be connected somewhere. No, we are not into that, because first and foremost, Knowledge Connect Africa has a religious background. So we have a reputation to protect, and there is no way we are going to ever let that down in any way. So just get the copies of the book. We are going to project you. We are going to, of course, show recognition, and you would enjoy reading this book. So we are calling on all Cameroonians, Africans, everybody globally to get copies of this book. Get to Precious, get to me, get to Elodie, get to any of the authors. We have our different the information is on the Knowledge Connect Africa page. So if you get there, you will definitely see our emails, our phone numbers, and every other detail you need about us. So contact us and get your copy. I'm not leaving this show today without getting at least 50 copies. Thank you very
I
much. I
love
look
that.
forward to that.
I love that. I love that, Sylvia. I love that. Yes. So those of you listening to Sylvia and Precious, please encourage them by getting this book, okay? Like they've said, you're gonna have a discount if you're just going to buy the book like that. So instead of 5,000 francs, you get it for 4,500. And then with the advantage of you read this book and then you can even double that, triple that, quadruple that as you want, and you can always be first. So you can make it a point of duty to keep winning, because the questions will differ from the
Of
next
course.
next
Sure.
session. So you can win all the time. You can be a perpetual winner if you want to, and that will make you, and stuff. So yeah, I see Abuja Billy Abij. I see you. Much love from my end. I see Elodie Neng. Much love, Elodie. I know you're one of the authors. Like I said, you were meant to be here, and it's a good thing that you're in the comment section. However, hopefully we have a different session that you can come talk about, your own experience and stuff. We're grateful. Global CC says that interesting to know that the reading and writing is still in some of us young Cameroonians. Hopefully, quality knowledge would regrow in us. Thank you, Knowledge Connect Africa. And this is our cry, that the youths would begin to come back to this stage. You see, yes, I in no more comments. Okay, so I would just project the rest of. I don't think the screen is the flyer is big enough to accommodate. So if you see on my screen, these are the different authors, okay, that make up the book, the best Cameroonian short story series one. Okay, these are the different authors. Normally, we're meant to all be here, but unfortunately, they're not here. But it's still okay. So we're happy that we could get a, a hold of the two of them. I mean, they've taken our time from their busy schedules to come and tell us again, all in a bid to help us, encourage us to cultivate the reading culture, thanks to Knowledge Connect Africa. And again, once again, I would say thank you to this brother. He is BK Samuel, is a software engineer based in the US of A, who has so far bought the highest number of copies and to be shared to the youths of Academy Fellowship Cameroon, and fostering, just to foster the reading culture as well. Okay, so you're not just going to read, you'll equally be inspired and motivated to write. Okay, yes, so I think this is where we call it a day. We've had a good
Mommy D,
break.
please, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. It's
I
fine.
forgot
It's
I
fine.
forgot letting you know that you can actually read all 14 stories both in French and English.
Oh,
So you
wow.
have Precious's story is in French and English. My story is in French and English. So if you want to read my story in French, you get the French copy. If you want to read it in English, you buy the English copy. So we have both French and English copies of all the books, which means every Cameroonian can read. Everybody who understands English can read. Everybody who understands French can read as well. So it is a bilingual series, actually. So do not feel that when you're reading Sylvie's work, you're going to be reading just in English. And if you're reading maybe the work of Richard, because that's one of our authors who is French speaking, you're going to be reading only in French. All the
Mm-hmm.
stories have been produced both in French and English so that no one will give an excuse. Everybody can read it, everybody can have access to it and understand it perfectly. And I will definitely be dropping my details after this
Please
live
do.
so you can check it out so you get to me. I mean, I appreciate from the pre-launch a lot of people got to me from this page to order copies of the book. I appreciate it and I look forward to having many of you. Thank you, Mommy D, for having us on board. Thank you for being a foundation that Knowledge Connect Africa can actually link to. We appreciate you. You're an inspiration, and we'll keep looking up to you. And we hope that many more youth in Cameroon would inculcate these good values into whatever they do in their daily lives. Thank you very much for having us once again.
Thank you so much, so much, Sylvia. I'm so happy and so proud of you. You're awesome. You're doing just awesome and amazing. And I'm rooting for you. I wish you the best in your endeavors. And hey, many more books to write and more
Thank
ink in
you.
your pen. You,
Definitely.
Precious, as well. Thank you so much, Precious, for taking our time to talk to us. I want to see you write more books. You know that. I'm rooting for
Thank
you.
you.
And hey,
Thank
the
you.
stars, aim for the stars, aim for the stars,
Yeah.
nothing short of the stars, because that's who you truly are. So
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. This is where we come to the end of our show. And to every one of you out there, hey, their details have been on the screen. When they leave the show, they will drop it in the comment section just in case you need to get directly to them. And we kickstart with our reading. Thank you once again so much. I love you from my end, and it's bye bye from us all. Bye.
We are the Center for Knowledge, Empowerment, and Progress. We are the Center for Knowledge, Empowerment, and Progress. Welcome to Knowledge Connect Africa. We are the Center for Knowledge, Empowerment, and Progress. At the heart of our mission is education. We run diverse educational programs tailored for all ages, focusing on critical thinking and practical knowledge. Our reach extends to schools and communities, providing books, digital resources, and essential educational materials. That's whom we are. We're more than an organization. We're a network. Through our network, we connect educators, learners, and institutions across Africa and the world, fostering collaborative learning and sharing of knowledge. We believe in the rich talent, aspiration, and the untapped potential that lies within each individual. That is why our commitment to research and development helps us to understand and address contemporary, unique educational needs. We regularly host training workshops, equipping educators and community leaders with skills to inspire and educate. We understand the value that partnerships bring. Partnerships are our strength. We collaborate with international bodies, governments, and local communities, bringing global knowledge to the grassroots level. We are sure you believe in the power of technology like we do. In a world where technology shapes learning, we ensure digital integration in education. Our platforms and tools make world-class resources accessible, even in the remotest areas. We're committed to more than just education. We build academy centers, digital libraries, and engage in publishing to become cornerstones of knowledge. We offer affordable education and training, keeping accessibility at the forefront. We believe that education is the engine of transformation both at the individual and community levels. That is why we do what we do. We're active in international forums, bringing together experts to foster understanding and cooperation. We also value dedication and service to humanity. That is why we honor volunteers and leaders who make a difference. Our online trainings and workshops address critical issues like poverty and gender equality. Let's take a look at some highlights of our activities. Last year, we successfully organized a bilingual summer writing campaign in Cameroon, under the theme, Stories of Faith, Culture, and Cameroon, celebrating the literary diversity of that great nation. Through this initiative, we engaged with social media influencers, local and international news organizations, and formed partnerships with local organizations. These efforts culminated in an impressive 365, high-quality submissions from participants of all age groups. Our team of highly qualified and esteemed reviewers evaluated all submissions, and based on their recommendations, our judges selected over 28 talented individuals. These individuals were recognized with cash prizes for their hard work and creativity, testament to the potential we strive to nurture. The winners were categorized into 3 groups: gold, silver, and bronze. The gold category received a cash prize of 100,000 francs CFA, the silver category 75,000 francs CFA, and the bronze category